Hello and welcome back again. Yeah, here we are. We have our cable. Yes. As you notice, I've just switched on collision on the cable. It's not actually causing any problems, so I think by having it loose like that is probably a good idea. Maybe different on power cables higher up, but yeah. Right, let's get into it. It's not activated, we know that. So we now have, and as we can see, if I hold down Control and L, oh, can't do that. Let's get out of it. All right, Control and L. Lower that down. Our lamp's not on. Right, let's just make it dull. Yeah, all I did was in the electric in here, click on the cable, and I just enabled collision. Okay. I've not changed anything else inside here, so I'm happy at the moment with that. Well, I'm not perfectly happy. There's a lot of changing to do. We could change the orientation of how the sockets work and that sort of thing, so we can give it a new rotation, blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's not going to happen yet. That's not important. What is important is that we have power. So let's have a look. So what do we want to do? Well, again, we're going to have to use the onTick event, and again, it doesn't need to be out all the time, so we're going to change this one to tick interval every 1 second. There we go. Compile. As this is construction script, this will keep going through, and it'll probably flip this cable millions of times before it decides to settle down. The weird thing is when you press play, look, it just flops the cable around. I don't know how to resolve that. Maybe at one point we make our own cable, probably using spline objects, but because that uses kind of like a particle effect, that does, from what I remember from the that's so small, that light. But it doesn't matter, it's just for demonstration purposes. You can modify that to your heart's content. Look at the shadow on it. So yeah, you can modify that to your heart's content. I could change the material on that and make it double-sided, so I don't have to make an actual light box itself. So escape out. Oh, done it again. So our electrical cable. What we need to do is check that we are connected. So we can set those flags possibly by doing this. On both these not valids, we could say not connected at each end. So I don't know, I might put that in yet, I might not, but this was probably going to change quite a lot, because this is hard coded. I don't like hard coded. I like it to be able to figure things out, but this is just a base for power. That's all it is. So end A, not sure if we're going to have these as inputs and output cables. They're not really, no, it's not really. So ignore my thoughts, they're in my head that I can't quite get out of my my mouth properly. Right, we're going to create a function, and this is going to be called check for power. Not for power, for power. And what we're going to do is we need a variable here called be powered, and this will be a boolean. There we go. We'll make it visible again just so we can see what's going on. We don't need to expose on spawn because we're not setting that on spawn. That's automatic. So we're going to check for power. So how do we check for power? So what we need to do is a validated get on our scene components. We don't need to check the actor, we just need to check the scene components, because we know that's valid if this will be valid if that's valid. Yeah, so we're going to find our generator, and did we have in here our electrical connector base, direction, output. There we go. First, let's set up the generator. Let's tell it that it can be powered. So when it's connected, at the moment I'm going to ignore this connected thing. We'll do that later on. First, let's deal with powered. Is powered. So connector base is powered. So we need to pass activated through to powered. Simple. We'll come to our generator tick, and we will set our activated is powered on this. So we will do a get, and we will set powered, and this will be identical as whatever it puts from there. Okay, could have just left it as blank, but just keeps it tidy. But this one, we do need to explicitly set it. So what we could do, as we're inside a function, we'll just do be powered and a boolean, and so rather than setting this twice, if I disconnect those, let's just bring those out of the way. What we'll do is we will set is powered to true, and then we'll set is powered to false, and then all we do is both of these will come to the same piece of code there, and it will set is powered. Now I can't jump off these because it'll only give you the value in there, so I'm just going to pull out a new one to make sure. Really should just do like that, shouldn't I? So basically what that does now is it switches the powered on and off on that electrical base connector. So if I compile that, save, I'm not sure if I can, I need to widen this up a bit, that's a bit naughty that. So we're going to press play, and we're going to come in and find our generator and this, and let's have a look. It's not saying powered, no. So let's go, oh, we need to change, oh no, we're not changing the power because that was just an instance. So in our generator base again, we need to activate it. Okay, and it's going down by 001, so that's fine. Then inside there we go to this, and all of a sudden it's powered. And then if we go back here and we change that there to disactivated, and we check that, oh, that didn't do anything. Why did it not do anything? Because I haven't connected it up. Right, no, I have connected it up. Okay, that's odd. So this, let's play that again. Let's shift F1. Oh, shift F1, come on. So we click on our generator and we can see this is not powered. So activate. Yep, that's going down. And we click this, it is powered. We come back to this and deactivate. False. And this is still powered. Ooh, have I done a boo-boo in my code? Let's just break that in case it is that. Oh, hold on. It's only doing this if it's connected. So that will switch it off when it runs out. Sorry. So if it's not activated, we can bring that all the way out and just set it, because the default value will be 0. So let's bring this out and out. So that should now do it. See, there are methods to the madness. Right, so let's run that again. So electrical generator, switch it on, is powered. Then switch it off, is no longer powered. Yeah. Okay, so that now tells you what's going on there. This hasn't got a parent supply. That's only because it is the parent. So if it's set as none, it's not a problem, but this is an output. So when it's powered, it's all that matters. The parent supply is not going to be checked by this, but it could be checked by this. So that we don't have to. We just have to ignore that for now. So we now have a way of setting our connector to powered. So when that does on the cable, we need to check it. So we need to find either of these are. So if we get that, end a connect. No. So let's get. No, I don't need the access to us. So let's bring out the connect. Bring it out. Come on. Bring out the connector. Get. Bring out connector B. Get. So we need to know if these either of these connectors are powered. Yeah. And we need to check it there. Now we first need to check that they're an output type or bidirectional. So first is a connector. We need to get its corresponding. I'm seeing where I've gone wrong here. Now what I've done is I've exposed just the same component, but that's not what I want to expose. So I'm going to have to change the code. It's going to break now. This is going to break because I don't want the same component. I actually want the connector base. Yeah, that's yeah. Did I put that on the vent tick? Yes, I did. Generator tick. Yeah, I need to. I need this. That's what I need. Because then that will give me the access to this, which is here. But I need this because of the type that it is. It has a type, which is here. And we only get the type if it's an output. So the cable can't check anything at all. So the cable yeah, I'm going to change these. This is going to break dramatically now. It's going to really complain at me. So BP electrical connector base, object reference, change variable type. Oh, and it's going to break. That's fine. We will see errors everywhere. I still don't know what this does. Package these shit's called. Unpack it now. That will always return false. I have a clue what that is. Anyway, and this will be the same. So we've got BP electrical. Oh, not elec. Got a little bit ahead of myself. There we go. So there will be now probably errors. Yes, but that's fine because we can go through them all. Not a problem. So let's fix the errors first. So we'll start this. End connector is of wrong type. So connection object of type BP electrical base connector. Okay. Oh, have I just done this wrong? Yeah, I want to store this now as a set. So I don't need to do a validated get there. So let's get rid of that and get rid of that and compile. There we go. Cleaned all the mess up ish. And then let's just disconnect those for now. So we've got this. We want to set these now. So A, set get end connector A. Oh no, I'm already setting those, aren't I? So if it's valid, that goes into there. Okay. And we automatically set. Well, we've automatically got get I can't remember what that was called now. It was the see, I'm going crazy. Connection object, that was it. So get connection object. We know it's, well, we probably do need to get do a validated get there, maybe. Yeah, because otherwise we could still mess things up. So that now should, let's have a look. Yeah, that's not working, which I don't know why it's not working there. Well, it seems to be, doesn't it? So let's get the world location for that. That seems to be working. But now we need to do the end connector. So we need to set our end connector. Whoops, missed the socket. There we go. And bring that there, and then we just bring that across with the arrow keys, or line it up, and then we want to do a validated get on its connection object. Object get and validate. Make sure it has a connection object. It should do, because otherwise the game is broken if it's not. And then we get the world location and we set the location of that, compile, and we're back to where we was. Cool. So now we have a different object here, which is going to use for check for power. So end A connector and end B connector, and they're both like, so what, one of these, if it's an input we don't care, but if it's an output we do. So get trying to remember what I called these now. Electrical connector direction. Get direction. Instead of doing an equals on that, we could just do, is it select on enum? No, it's not select on e, it's bring that out properly. So enum, oh, I can't remember what this is now. Is it branch on enum? No. Enum. Switch. That's it. Switch. Spell it properly. Switch on E port direction. So and the input is going to be from here, get direction into there, if it's not, if it's an input, so if the port direction on connector A is an output, we then check if it's got power. If it's an input, we ignore it. So then if it's an input, we need to check again. I'll keep doing that. Switch on E port direction, and we need to get direction. Okay, bring that into there. So again, if it's an input and this is an input, then we have no power. Okay, so automatically we'll set powered. Again, what I might do, no, we'll just leave it at that because it's double setting variables, don't need to. But if this is output, it doesn't make no difference if we're powered. We don't need to check the second one. So if it's an output, we then need to get the end A connector again. So end A, and get is get powered. So we then have that, and then we set, oh, my typing is terrible, set powered. A little bit confused, so I might, no, right, so what's going on? I'll explain exactly what's going on so we know. So basically it's a simple operation. I'll tell you what, let me just finish this one off. We don't, so yeah, let me finish it off and then I'll explain what's going on. So and B connector, get powered, and we'll set powered there. So I could probably just bring these down here, just make it tidier. Okay, I'm going to explain what's going on, and I'll explain why I've done it this way. I don't know if it's the optimal way, but it's what I'm going with. So what we're doing, we're checking for power. How are we checking for power? What we're doing, we're getting the first connector. So there's only two ends to a cable, A and B, yeah? And we're checking to see if if it's an output. Okay? At the moment we're not using bidirectional. We'll have to change the code if I use bidirectional. But I don't think I'm going to. But we shall see. So we're now checking to see if it's an output. Now if it is, we then check to see if that output has power, which is controlled by the generator. Yep, we've already set that here on the generator tick. We have decided to set the power on and off depending on whether the generator is powered. Yep, okay, not a problem. So if it's powered, it will turn it on. If it's not powered, it then jumps down and checks the other end. Okay, so we already know one end isn't powered. Okay, if it is, it does that and does nothing else. If it's not powered, it will then check the other end. Or sorry, if it's not, ooh, damn. Okay, I might need to do a little bit different on this. I might have to use a local variable because I think I've made a cock up. It's only a little one, but I think I made a cock up. So let's see how this is going to, we need to flow into this one either way. okay, because even if that one isn't powered, although a cable can only have an input on one end, so it doesn't make a difference. No, that's right. Okay, so we're checking if it's powered. So I haven't made a boo-boo. Cable can only have one input. Yeah, one input, one output. Yeah, we're not doing any bi-directional, not at the moment, so we can change that at a later time. Let's keep it simple. So if it has, so it's getting the first connector, it's finding out if it's an output. If it is, because we could only have one output, yeah. If it is, we check if it's got powered, and we're setting it there. Yeah. If it's not an output and it's an input, we check the other end. Now, it doesn't matter if they're both outputs. We don't need to check the other side as long as one end has got an output and is powered. Doesn't matter about the other end because we've already set it on. It shouldn't be detected to two inputs, and they might put some code into the cable to say, oi, you can't have this, you can't have that. Yeah, you can't have both ends connected to an input, and you can't have both ends connected to an output. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Yeah. So if it is, if it's powered, set it. If it's not, set it. Either way, it's setting it. So, but if this is in the input end, this allows us to attach any end to any end. So we don't have to be specific which end we connect to the input and output. Makes it a little bit easier. So if it is an input, we're going to check to see if this is an output. Yeah. And if this is an output, we'll then check this end, see if it's powered. If it is, we'll set powered, or set it on or off, regardless of whether it's powered or not. So if we compile that, we get an error because I forgot to do something. What have I forgot to do? Be powered is not, therefore target must have a connection. Have I put, what is this? I used the wrong object. I must have done. I don't know how I've done that. There we go. Fixed it. There we go. So yeah, it basically, if it is an input, it's saying it's not powered, but it's not setting it till it gets here, because if it's an input, we don't care, because it might still be powered at this end if it's an output. But either way, if neither of them are outputs, it's not powered. So we're setting it either way. So now what we could do is, now in here, we're checking if it's powered. So we've checked for power. We could return this value. So this might be interesting now, just to show you something. Or we could do it in here actually. We could just create a new one. We could check. Switch the light. Yeah, so that does our check, and it changes this variable on and off. After that, we want to do another check. Now we could do it in the event tick still, all in one go, but we'll do it again in another. So switch light. Okay, and so let's get to the event tick, and we're going to check for power. Okay, let's just test this is working now. So we have to run, and our cable does a little wobbly. Okay, so the light won't work yet, so ignore that for now. Shift F1. So if we select the light, where is the light? The field lights. Yep, and it has no power. Yeah. And this has no power. Yeah, and we know that because if we click on the generator, it's not on. So I'm going to switch it on. So the base is then powered, and then the electrical cable is powered, and then the field light is has no power. Okay, the electrical cable is powered. So what went wrong there? That's powered, but the field lights oh, have I not set has power on the light yet? Have I just set the cable? Yes, all I've done is the cable. Blah, blah, blah. So, all I've done is told the cable that it's powered. Yeah, that's all we've done. So let's just check again that this is switching on and off when we do that. So I'm going to switch the generator on, and the cable is powered. It takes about a second to light up. That's fine because we're using 1 second ticks. That's fine. Go back to the generator, switch it off, electrical cable, and it's not powered. Just to make sure it's not a fluke, activate it, is powered, and back to this, turn it off, is not powered. Perfection, that's what I say. Well, pretty much. So we now have our light. The light knows nothing about the power, or does it? Yes, it does. So to get its power, we need to know if it has a connection. So how do we know if it has a connection? Now, how are we doing the generator? We can check that it's connected somehow. We need to tell it that it's connected somehow. So how do we tell it? So at the moment, the generator knows nothing about the cable. The cable knows about the generator, but the generator knows nothing about the cable. So neither does the base light, the light base here. It knows nothing about the cable. So when that's connected, we need to tell it. Yeah. So how does it know it's connected? How did we set it? Well, we did that in the construction script. Yeah. We did that all in there. We got all our checks and so forth. See what happens. The reason it's in the construction script is when it's created, it will be automatically connected. You can't have a loose. Ooh, could we have a loose cable? At the moment, no. I'm going to keep it simple, but at the moment, no. Sorry, just need a sip of drink. So at the moment, no, but we need to trigger an event on when it's connected. So we need to set the cables. Now at the moment, I'm not going to set it on the generator, but I will set it on the base just to show you this working. So what we need is a custom event, and that custom event needs to be triggered when something is connected. So that connects, yeah. So when something is connected, it needs to know, and it needs to know what's connected. So that will be stored in the electrical base, won't it? So let's have a look in the electrical base. Okay. No, not that one. This one. Okay. So this does have connections, and it knows who is connected to it because we have this. Okay. So let's get this parent connector and get it set. Yeah. So when something connects to it, we need to fire an event. So to do that, we use something called a custom event. So if you right click and type in custom, oh, not custom, my typing is terrible, you know, custom, and you get add custom event. Okay, and we'll call this on connection. We'll call that on, let's just make this easier, cable connection. And then we need another one, so we do the same again, custom and on cable disconnect. Okay, we now have these. So this is where it can then fire events within. Oh, what's going on there? hit compile and it's just hanging. Oh no, don't have a dreaded crash, please don't. We could be in for one here. No. Oh, come on. Why do you want to crash for? Did it? Ah, there we go. There we go. Right. So when we connect something, we want to fire these. So the cable, okay, is going to get connected. So this is where it connects here. Yeah. So we want to raise an event upon this. So this one is end A. So when this connects, I can't do that. We need to get end A. Well, maybe not. Just drag it in, and we need to do the same on get end B. Get end B. So A and B. Right. They're not the ones I want, are they? No. No, they're not what I want. Let's just get rid of that. I need to find out what it's connected to, don't I? So, end actor. What am I talking about? Now, I shouldn't need to do a get, validated get. The reason is because I've already gone through that to get here. Yeah? So, it shouldn't make no difference. So then I want to type event, and we want to run an event on, is it not picking the event up or not? I've saved it. On cable connection. Maybe just type that in. On cable connection. Okay, so it's not letting me. The actor. Am I getting the? I need the end A actor. Ah, no, I need the, yeah. I need the end A connector, and I need the MB connector because they're the ones that have the events in. I'll get there eventually. So, event. Event to on, bind event to on. Oh, was it not showing? Okay, on cable connection. Why have I got it under the context sensitive? Okay, call function on cable connection. Okay, so that then is going to fire an event on that electrical connector, and this one again is going to do exactly the same. On cable connection. Yeah, it's not showing for some reason, but on cable connection, fire the event. There we go. Yep, there we go. So what will happen is those events will fire when they're connected. Now, when I disconnect them, it's going to be an actor destroy, probably. I'm probably just going to do remove connector, possibly. I would like it to be a bit more modular than that, but I don't want to overkill it. So that will fire the cable connection to say it's connected. We won't deal with disconnection at the moment. We'll just do cable connection. So when the cable connection triggers, which is this one here, what do we need to do? Well, we need to tell our our parent what is going on. So how do I know who my parent is? Is it just get parent? Is it get owner? Actor object reference. I don't know if that will work on this because it's not technically an actor. It's an actor component. Get actor. Ooh, let's go in. Actor component. Well, I'll just get a parent component, I'm guessing. Yeah, let's try that, see how that works. We then want to cast. We don't know what it's connected to, do we? So get class. I'll just say get class. Should get class. No. Get class. I'm sure there's a get class somewhere. Get class. I'm sure there's just. This annoys me sometimes. There. It's sometimes difficult to find the basic stuffs. Cast to cast. Can I cast? Let's do cast to. I want to cast to class. See, I've got to explicitly cast to, which is going to be awkward. Because I don't know what the explicit class is. So, let me just check something in the documentation about that. Okay, so I'm going to change the way I do things. Don't think this has a construction script that would come up in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a variable. We've got a variable. We're going to call that our parent. Maybe not that. Parent connector. Let's rename that. We're not using it. So this is going to be our parent actor. Okay, we need to set this, so we can do that. I want to do it before begin play, so can I can't do it in there. There's no construction script on this, but the actor will appear first, so it should be okay. This should be okay. So I'm begin play, double click begin play, and what we need to do is we need to set parent actor. Oops, finish spelling it. Actor to this is created by a child actor component. If this actor was created by a child actor component, which sends out to a child actor component, the actor that owns this component. There we go. It's from self. So that should set that. We will test that now by checking that connector in the game. So I'm just going to do a save all. I haven't done it for a while. Let's hit play. And if we go to generator and generator base, and our parent actor is the generator base, so we know what we are. Cool. Access none trying to read property end A actor. Access none trying to read property end A actor. Okay. Not quite sure what's causing that. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, so we've now stored we need to have a bit of discipline in this. So what we could do is I'm trying to think the best way to organize this. Do we have this just fire an event on the parent? So can we on the generator, let's add a custom event. It's not there. Oh, because I'm inside there, I need to go into an event graph. Let's come up here and go custom event. There, and we'll call this delegate on connection. So can we raise oh, there we go, we've done it. So we come in here, add event on component activated, an event on component deactivated. There we go, we have them there. On component activate, on component deactivate. Oh no, that's not what I wanted, is it? That's component activated and deactivated. Okay. Can we check? I need to basically trigger the event in the parent, or detect the trigger. I don't think I can override anything in there. No. Can I do it from here somehow? Can I delegate? See, this is where live coding can be really very much a pain, but at least you can see the strife I'm going through when I'm trying to think these things through. So bear with me a second. Okay, so it seems like we'd have to change things dramatically, which I don't want to do. I want to keep this simple. I don't want to start adding things like interfaces in when I don't need to, and I've also got a connection of sorts. So all we need to know is this connected? That's all we need to know. So we can set that when we do this. So let's get rid of those. So all we need to do is set that it's connected. Now, for some reason, that's not finding it. Is connected. It's just called connected. Just called connected. So set connected. True. We'll do the same on this one. Set connected. True. So the way we're going to get around this is on here. See, for some reason you can't raise events off here. I'm not sure why. I've never done it. I don't know if it's like delegate. There's some sort of delegates of some sort. Doesn't look like it, does there? There's no way to like raise event or that we can actually see. Event. Let's just add a custom event, and we'll just call this on. Okay, I did delete them, so sorry about that. Should this be collections or clients? No. Now you would think that this could be propagated upwards, which is what I don't get. You'd think then now that these events would fire up here, so on component activated and on component deactivated. I could actually fire those events. I don't really want to though. I want to just run it. I just want to grab an event from let's see what happens. Event. We've got event dispatchers, create event, and event delegates. So it's just an event dispatcher. Event. Yeah, it's not really what I want to do. So we're just going to have to do a watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move all that right over, because that isn't actually needed. It's just there for fun. Well, it's just there for debugging purposes, and it's not for fun as such. So I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to go sequence, so we can keep this tidy. And let's bring you over. So we want another function here, and there's no way I can override. It's a shame that I can't override functions on here. It would be much better. Should the network consider? I don't want. See, the events here is all that's it's showing. I want to be able to expose a new event. That I will look into, but for now we're going to do a little cheat, a little workaround, and we're going to check is connected, and it's going to happen on tick, so it doesn't really matter. And all we need to do is we need to get this, and first we need to check where we're storing. Is it connected? Why are we storing is connected? I am confusing myself totally. It's in here that we're doing it, aren't we? Is connected here. So do we need to know? I've actually lost track of where we're at. What are we telling is connected, and why are we telling it? Do you know what? Completely lost track. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. So what are we doing? We want to know if it's connected, don't we? First. So we can get that from this. Yeah. So we're setting that here. It's connected. Yeah. So in here, we could get rid of this totally, and we could just raise the event and let the connector do its work for you. Is that possible? Rather than do all this? No, it's not showing up though. A connector is a type base. Connector base. Let's just save it in case and compile again. So we go event on connected. Is it space? So it may be function call. Bum, bum, bum. This is where things get a little annoying. Select a component to see available events and functions. Well, this is the end A connector, which is a base reference, which is this. And it has an unconnected. Have I spelt it? On space connected. So it's there now. This is just baffling. I don't know what I did wrong. So we're going to call it, yeah, and unconnected. Oh, I can't do it from there, can I? So unconnected. There we go. That's going to call it on here. It's going to raise it on here. So when it's unconnected, we're going to set that to true. Okay. So now we should know that that connector has a connection. I'm not going to set the disconnected yet because I can't at the moment until I figure out how I'm going to add and remove the. Yeah. I could just have a forced disconnect button or something, but I don't want to do that yet. So that means as it defaults to connected, as it defaults to false, we should see that if we run this and we click on the generator and have a look at its connector, it's connected. And if we click on this, we have to do it in here. So with our light, field light, and go to our connector base, and that's connected. So we know that that's working. Okay, so it knows it's connected. Okay. Access none. I want to see what this is. Runtime access none. Trying to read property end A connector, and it's doing it millions of times. Not sure why. I'll have a look at that in a minute. So is that somewhere we're doing? Is it here? And then being a validated get on the connection object. So let's have a look at that. Let's clear the log. We're only going to show message and warnings. Let's run the game and let's see. Check for power on blueprint. Property end A connector. Access none. Trying to read property end A connector. In paragraph, check for power function. Okay. Check for power. I don't think we've actually finished that one, have we? Yes, we have. So end A connector. These are connected and they should have. Let's run that again. I want to see exactly what that's saying. So access none, trying to read property end A connector. Node switch E, check for power function. Yeah. Set B paragraph, check for power, check function power function. So something on the cable is trying to read this, but it's saying unknown. and a connector. But why is it unknown? End a connector is unknown. So why is that not set? Everything else is working. Access non-reading end a connector. So what are we doing on the construction script? We're setting end a connector here. So let's put a debug on that. F9 does that, by the way. Oh, did it not reach it? Okay. So maybe on the construction script is not the right time. So let's select all this and we're going to collapse to a function and it's now hit it. Okay. This is very strange. So temporary graph. Why has it done this? So check for power. Is there. So the construction script is there, isn't it? That's where the issue is. Why is this not stopped? Why is it not stopped? Come on. Why have you not stopped? Why is this? Why is it running still? I don't know why that's running. Why is everything in read only? It's all jammed up. We've got some weird. Let's get rid of that first, and then off, and then we'll just continue. No, I can't just. It's not letting me go through. There we go. I had to finish it all for it to finish. This new function's now messed up. There's nothing in it, is there? New function. Oh yeah, it has moved. So I don't know why it's not working the construction script. But now it's not happening. That is very, very strange happening. Let's have a look in the construction script and make sure. Yeah, the new function's there. Let's we'll call this set connections. That's kind of good enough. And let's run all the way through, and it doesn't seem to have errored. Let's. I don't know what this package. I don't know what this package name thing is. I need to check that out. Sorry, this is getting a little bit long-winded. We're having such a lot of problems here for no reason. So, okay. Let's just check. No errors in the output log this time. There was something going on there that was getting a bit strange, and I don't know what it was. But now I've just moved that, and it just works. Strange. So it sets that to connected. That's all it does. Sorry it took so long. this is just goes to show you how things can go wrong. So go to the generator, let's run it, just make sure things are on. The current fuel's dropping, the electrical cable is powered, the light base does not have power. Have I not set that yet? Probably not. The generator does. There we go. So the light, we haven't set it, have we? No. So it has power. How do we set that it has power? So what we need to do is we need to check this base connector. So we're going to add a new function, and we're going to go check for power, just like we did in the other one. So all we're going to do is get this and get powered, and we're going to set it to that. That's all we're going to do. And because our tick, just double check it, is on every second. Well, we haven't checked it on the lights. The lights know. And then what we can do here is a simple little bit of code to switch the light on and off. Where have I put the switch light? Did I put it in the wrong thing? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't know why I put it in there. The cable does nothing to do with the light, nothing at all. All it does to do is send power. So all we're going to do now is a simple thing here, and switch the light. We'll add it as a new one, so we'll just call this switch light. And all we'll do is set this to red light activated there should be an activated on there. Set active. Normally it's just the activated. I'm sure that's what the it's called. Oh, it's visible. So can I activate and deactivate it? Let's just save that. That's lit up now. So can I just use activate and deactivate? Okay. Activate. So we need a branch, and on this one, our activated thing, if it's true, activated. If it's false, deactivate. Oh no, it's got to come off here, haven't I? Deactivate. There we go. So all that does is check if there's power. Now we need to check this is deactivated by default. Why have I done this again? I've done it in the wrong place again. Let's cut it from there and place function. Okay, I'm confusing myself now completely. I don't care about check is connected. All I want to do is activate and deactivate the light. So I have no clue what I'm doing. Cut. This is going to get messy. Switch light. Then Control and V. Paste that in. Oh, hold on. I have just cut that from the wrong place, haven't I? Okay. I admit defeat. But that's not what I wanted, is it? Let's just get rid of that. Just get rid of that. This connected thing. I am totally and utterly in a date, unconnected, set connected. That's all. This doesn't need to check if it's connected. Let's delete that. It does it automatically. It sets connected to true. Let's just hope I haven't broke anything now. Right. That's just the generator tick. In the light, switch the light on and off. So, activate. If it's got an activate, yes it does. And deactivate, yes. Set the default to deactivated, so we need to find activated, or the auto activate. And it's not there. Doesn't have a activate option. That's very strange. So why give me the activate and deactivate yet I can't set it explicitly? Let's try the auto activate thing. No, I can't set it explicitly, which is very unusual. Could just use hidden in game. Or just visible possibly. I'll just use the visible. Okay. So visible is false. Like I did before. That should be off. Yeah. So in the light, let's do this properly. So check is connected. So check for power. Has power. It only gets check for power. How is power set? It's done through the connection, so we don't need to check if it's connected. So check for power, switches it on and off, and switch light. So let's start again. Get the red light, and we will say is visible. There we go. No, I need to set visible. Set visibility. So 2 has power. If it's true, it will work. And I'm not sure if error checking will just add more code than actually just setting a variable. I'm not sure about that. So I'm not sure if that light is actually on. We've got that error again. Access none, reading end error. Oh, this is really strange. Really strange. So let's bring this down. Control L on the keyboard. And let's play. And the light is not on because that would be a lot brighter than that, I would have thought. So access none, trying to read property end connector. Well, show me where. In switch ignore and check for power. Okay. So end a connector direction is not there. So where are we checking for power? In the event tick? Yeah. So do we need to check that it's okay first? Because the construction script makes it. Okay. We need to do a check here, so we were going to use a validated get here. Okay. There we go. We're not going to do anything else, and this is going to be a validated get also. So we need to shuffle this across, bring it up a little bit, and then bring this one up, and shuffle that across a bit more. There we go. Bring you into there, and you into there. down a bit more. Should just use Q, shouldn't I? But you know. So there we go. So the light tick is on. The event tick, we're not doing anything, so we need to check for power and switch the lights if needs be. Yep, compile on run. But the light's not on. Oh, because the Jenny's not on. Ah, so let's turn the generator on. Let's turn the Jenny off. And we have nothing. I keep getting this package name, clear log. It's really doing my head in, that is. Let's go back to the generators, turn the Jenny on. And the connector is connected and is powered. The electrical cable is powered. And the light base isn't powered. Okay. Let's just make sure nothing, no, there's nothing in the output log. Right. So, why is the light not getting powered? So the connector checks for power and it sets it on. So check for power and it sets it onto the connector. And that just sets itself to connect. It's, oh yeah, so we just need something in the light to check for power, which we've done. If that is powered, then set has power. So okay, so why isn't that working? Check for power in the event tick. Check for power. The event tick is enabled every second. So why is it not changing? Check for power. The electrical connection base is powered, then set has power to true, but it's not doing that, and the light is only switching it based on its new visibility based on that. So why is that not setting? Let's run it again. And oh, why has it done that? Selected viewport. Net standard load. Why is, I've got a lot of stuff going on. This is getting really strange. Selected viewport. And now it does. That there's a lot of weirdness going on here. A lot of weirdness. I don't know if this is because it's 5.2 and there's some issues. So the electrical cable is not currently powered. Okay. The light base doesn't have power and the generator base doesn't. So we're going to activate that. The cable has power and the light base does not have power. So let's go into the light base. We're setting the visibility, but it has no power, so we need to check for power. But this one has no power. The B electrical light base has no power. Okay, but why is that? It's connected, but it's not powered. So what have I done? Did I delete some code? Is that what I've done? This is going on forever, this is, guys. I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll get back to you and tell you what the problem was. Because this episode is just going way too long. So yeah, leave that with me. We're getting a little bit of a mess, and I'll figure out what went wrong and why it's not powered. And next episode, we'll put that right. Okay, so I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.